Hey, welcome back here to the Backwoods Shed. Yeah, we've been having fun still. Built myself a forge for like blacksmithing, and I didn't video the build. So what I thought I'd do is, before I fired it up, I haven't even fired it up once. Before I fired it up, I thought I'd just take and walk you through how I built it, how I designed it, what thoughts I had in mind, and where I came up with some of my ideas. So, okay, we'll start from the top and work our way down. This table is it's a lawnmower deck, turned upside down, so I've got the lip up just to contain everything in here. The idea being you'll work from this side. This is the firebox. You can fill all this with coal, and as you need to replenish your coal, you can drag everything in here, and you've got this lip around the outside to keep everything contained. Over here on the side are some brackets that were on for the lawnmower for holding this up. I'm going to use these to connect a tool rack to it to hold tongs and pokers, things like that to it. This center part is a lot of the forges I've been looking at. You go online, some of the blacksmiths I've visited, they like to use brake drums because the camera just fell. Anyways, for the firebox, they like to use brake drums because they're good metal, they're heavy, and they have a hole in the center that the air can blow up through. What I've used is it's a part of a planetary gear out of a piece of heavy equipment. I work in a rock quarry. I know a lot of guys that do heavy equipment work, so they've got parts laying around. So I was able to get one of these. Very, very heavy steel. This thing's gonna last through my grandkids' lifetime. In the center, I made a grate, and it's a piece of metal, a bunch of holes drilled in it. I've got a ring I welded onto the back to fit this hole, to not really seal it, but just help kind of control the air as it comes up through, and that fits down there. Now, to run the air up into the firebox, this is a piece of 4-inch heavy wall pipe. Found it laying out in the woods. So I use that, welded into the bottom of that planetary for the firebox. Now, as the ashes from the coal comes down, they want to collect in here. I made a plate that covers the bottom of it, put a bar on a piece of pipe on a hinge with a counterweight. So all I have to do is lift that counterweight. That opens up, I can dump it out, closes up. This is a piece of 2-inch pipe that I use to run the air from my air supply into this tube. That pressurizes the chamber and forces air up through the box. The legs are just 2-inch pipe. I brought the legs up and supported the underside of that planetary. I could have run them up to the tabletop, the mower deck, but I was afraid with over time, weather, the heat this is going to be putting up with, the deck and the planetary, or the firebox, would want to separate after a while. I'm not the world's greatest welder by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought if I just supported this, the deck's laying on top of it, the two won't be as apt to separate. And finally, for my air supply, I simply duct taped a hairdryer onto the end of the 2-inch pipe I have running down. This hairdryer has a button that you push to turn the heat off. I duct taped the button down so it won't be blowing any heat. I bought it. This is actually the second one I bought for this. The first one I tried to rip the heating element out of it, and when I ripped it, it pulled motor, everything out. So I had to go buy a second one because for some reason they wouldn't want to let me return the one that was in pieces. But anyways, and I've just got it plugged in. You just reach down and hit that. Starts blowing air in. I got good airflow coming up through the middle of my firebox. So now let's get this thing fired up and just see how well it does. Hey, I got the forge fired up. I got this piece of metal here. We're going to see if we can get this thing up hot enough where it can be worked with. Get a little air. And in the hot spot there. Let it cook. starting to glow. I want to get to that bright yellow color. It's getting there. There we go. Sparks jumping off of it even. I'm going to call that a successful build. Definitely. Boy, I'm tickled to death of that. Well, we got her done. I now have a forge. I can blacksmith. I can make my own tools. Don't have to run to the store. Don't have to pay those high dollar prices for wood chisels, things like that. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this thing. So, hey, if you're liking this, we do all kinds of stuff like this down here at the Backwoods Shed. Just subscribe. You'll be able to keep up with it all. If you liked it, click like. Let me know what you think. If you didn't like it, click dislike. That's fine, but if you can, let me know what you didn't like about it. I'd like to improve and make these videos better. So, hey, till next time, we'll catch you later here at the Backwoods Shed.